Before we talk about today's film, I think we should first talk a little about William Castle, a director known for making really gimmicky films meant to lure audiences to the theater. William Castle was creating an experience that couldn't be missed, being an obvious competitor to the rise of television. The only other movie of his I saw was The Tingler, which starred Vincent Price as a doctor who discovers that there's a creature on the spines of humans which attacks them when someone doesn't scream. It's a silly movie that required audience participation and in-theater effects. Now we have House on Haunted Hill, which was released the same year, and once again it starred Vincent Price. What a busy but terrific actor. This time he plays a millionaire who invites people over to stay the night at his mansion, a house that is haunted apparently. He's offering $10,000 to each person who does it, but if anyone dies, they get nothing. That's kind of an odd scenario that would probably make any sane person running in the other direction, but each person is desperate for the money. Besides, how bad could the night be? Except there's been reported deaths in the past, and there's these creepy house workers who are mistaken for ghosts. It's so random and out of nowhere, but scary nonetheless. Every person gets a gun to defend themselves, and Vincent Price only gets more strange. Everything I've been telling you probably makes this out to be a cheesy, cheap charade, and it is. The story is preposterous and the setups are always far-fetched. The idea that they're permanently locked in this house from the outside kind of makes no sense, and the basement that has a vat of acid sounds like something from a 30s comic book lair. Yet, there's something about this flick that just works. There's an ongoing mystery throughout, with each character being a suspect. It has the mood of an old dark house movie and the constant edge of a classic whodunit. Except this time around, there's not really a culprit, but a villainous plot that needs to be discovered, with all fingers pointed at the wrong person. There's of course many moments with ridiculous looking effects. When we get to the finale, we see a walking skeleton that looks about as goofy as it sounds. The only thing is, the following scene explains why it looks so goofy, so it already cancels that criticism out. It might take a bit of imagination for some audiences to enjoy this, but I'd hate to be any sourpuss who couldn't find this entertaining. The performances are way better than they have to be, with Vincent Price being a standout. The suspense works really well, and the setup, while bonkers, immediately pulls you in. It's the same kind of story we've seen played out in something like The Most Dangerous Game, but I think that comparison alone will throw people off, which makes for a more interesting viewing. I guess when the movie was originally released, they would dangle a skeleton over the audience. Man, movies used to be fun. Gimmicks like this don't belong in every theater, but I would love for there to be some kind of revival of these castle effects. If the scratch and sniff cards and 3D can make a comeback, so can these William Castle flicks. Thank you for watching the video. A special thanks to Chris, Lucas, and Ryan for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to be like them and get exclusive access to content and blogs and even request reviews monthly, please click on the Patreon link, and thanks for your support.